This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
Time for DMs in the AM. Make sure to send your questions to Ryder and Lisa by emailing dm@play107.com.
All right, Shannon asked the first question that we're going to answer today, and it's a heavy one.
Oh.
What's your life goal?
Oh, great.
What? You don't like that one?
What?
I accomplished mine yesterday.
Yeah, you did. Okay, yeah. Talk about yours so I can try and brainstorm something here.
I don't know why, but I've always set my sights on hitting par on 9 holes. Like, to actually get a par, you have to do it on 18.
Okay, so hitting a par, listen, I golf all the time, but that doesn't mean I know what I'm doing. Hitting par is like each hole, you want to hit the ball only a certain amount of times until it gets in the hole.
Yeah,
and you
got
did
her,
that.
Yeah,
You did that.
So par on the back 9 at Millwoods Golf Course is 36, and for the first time in my life.
So like the first hole, you got to hit the ball 4 times, and the 4th time you hit it, it should go in the hole.
I think everybody knows that.
Well, you never know.
Like, you're breaking golf down for somebody who's never, ever seen a golf ball before right now.
Ryder, there are people out there that don't know what par means.
Okay. Anyway, it's to be considered a scratch golfer, you have to hit around par.
What's a scratch golfer,
all
Ryder?
the time. I just explained it.
Oh.
To be a scratch golfer, you have to hit around par all the time. I'll never get there.
Does scratch mean good? It's just another word for good? Okay, sweet lingo. Okay, continue.
My life goal is to get a new job, actually, I think.
So you hit par yesterday.
I did. I hit a 36 in the back 9 of Millwoods, and I couldn't have been more pumped.
Congrats.
Now, I don't know what's left with my life.
Yeah,
I don't know
do?
what's next.
What's the next goal? I've come up with something.
I've got one for me, actually, now.
Oh my gosh, is this just Ryder answers questions?
Yeah.
'Kay.
My new life goal is going to be to go from a C cup to a B cup with my man boobs. Okay, go ahead. What do you got?
Mine's the opposite. I'm actually saving up. No, I'm just kidding. Trust me, you don't yet. No, I want mine smaller too. They just get in the way. You start to get wrinkles on your chest from laying sideways. It's really unfair.
Tell me about it.
What's my life goal? I'm really sweating right now about this question.
No, that's because you're wearing a rain jacket inside.
My life goal is that I want 6 digits in my bank account.
Like in your checkings or savings?
Savings.
Oh, you should have that already at your age.
What?
Yeah, I'd say that's probably...
You're lying. I thought at the age of 33, you're supposed to have...
Yeah, 6 digits.
No, I thought it was
Yeah.
like 60 grand.
No. Double that.
Okay, coming from the guy who literally yesterday was looking around his house for something to sell so he could afford his renovations. Cool.
Thank you for hitting us up with your questions. Our life goals ran away on us a little bit. We had to get back to business, play some music, but here we are answering a few more of your questions. That was the plan for the 6 a.m. Listener Club this morning.
Now, the first question that was asked was, what is your life goal? And Jeff texted in saying, my goal is to be rich enough to be able to drive by furniture on the side of the road without thinking about taking it home. That's great.
Yes. My goal had to do with golf, and we got a text about that as well.
Yeah, so Pat from the West End said, Ryder just killed golf for me by being a snob about it. And I said, wow, I'm so excited to tell him that someone just called him a golf snob. And then I accidentally wrote, thanks for making me day. As if I'm Irish or something. I meant to say thanks for making my day.
Yeah.
It's early.
The next question we have is from Trent, who said, what's your favorite social account? Always looking to make my feed a little bit more interesting.
Ooh, okay, that's a hard question for me because I have so many amazing follows. But the latest one that I've discovered is a girl who I just think when people come up with a theme and they'll say like episode 1 of this.
Yeah, we got a radio buddy in Saskatoon who's been trying to find the best chicken fingers in Saskatoon. And like, it's super interesting. I can't even go and get these chicken fingers, but I'm like invested in what it's going to be.
Like, what are his thoughts going to be on this location that I've never been to? But no, this woman, her name's Melanie. And she believes that she has the best sub order. Okay, so she got all of her friends to tell her what they get from Subway.
Like the exact
order.
Okay.
And so she's doing a series where she tries each of their orders and rates them. I just think that's so clever.
Yeah, that's
and interesting. Is there a frog in your throat?
There was, yes.
Ribbit. Ribbit. Anyway, so that's my favorite account right now. She's on TikTok, Melanie RX If anyone else isn't, that's very difficult.
Nobody's going to be able to find that.
Yeah.
Why don't you just shoot us a text and Lisa will text you it if you want to watch this series?
Maybe you're also someone that's trying to up your order game.
I'm going to go with my favorite social account locally lately is YG Antique Mall.
Oh, I thought you were going to say YG Wave because they're on top of all of
the juicy stuff in town.
The juicy Edmonton stories. Okay, so YG Antique is the antique mall in Strathcona.
You got it, yeah. And our buddy Connor runs the social media account there, and he's hilarious. And just the account's super interesting. He'll like feature different items that you can go and purchase. He'll talk about like how it's kind of haunted in there, and a lot of people think they hear things moving. And I don't know, it's just got everything you want in a local, fun, ridiculous account.
One time they posted on their TikTok, there was an employee there that walked past. It was just CCTV footage, and she walked past, and a bunch of photo frames fell off the wall, and she turned around, kind of looked around, then kept walking. Well, she put them back up first, of course. But they're so used to that happening there. The employees are convinced it's haunted.
Well, if you think that spirits are attached to items, no doubt with the amount of old stuff that comes in and out of there, that they're going to stick around potentially. Next question is from Shelly. What's the meanest thing someone has said to you?
Oh, one time someone said that I'm basically just a nose on legs.
Really?
But I laughed at it because that's great.
I'm just picturing a nose on legs right now.
It's funny, right?
It's hilarious.
I just picture the big nose outside of the office in the movie Beethoven. Do you remember that scene? Like, that's me.
All right, and I'm going to go with, this is a classic. A guy told me he wants to hit me in the face with a dirty diaper, and that's never been topped. That one was just a terrific, terrific chirp.
Now, you have changed diapers in the past. Mm-hmm. You have a daughter. I watched a video yesterday. I love that I watch all these parenting tip videos, even though I don't have kids, but I'm just fascinated by it. And this woman was giving all of her tips on how to have a less stressful life with a baby.
Okay.
Did you know with diapers, when you put a diaper on a baby, there's actually flaps that you're supposed to open up and then put it on because that's what catches the explosive poop.
Yeah.
You knew that?
Yeah, I knew that.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Okay. You said that you get embarrassed at drive-thrus. I need to deep dive into this a little bit.
Not every time, because I'm really good at acting, so I can say things like, oh, what did they say they wanted again? If I want 2 meals. Like, I don't care about that. But it's more so, I don't know if I'm the only one that deals with this, but if I'm going to the same drive-thru every morning, I'm taking a break right now because I'm trying to save money. But when it's the same employee working the drive-thru, are they embarrassed or am I embarrassed, or are we both, or do they not care?
I don't think either of you should be embarrassed if you get coffees in the morning.
I don't know. I just feel like I want to switch it up sometimes so they don't think I'm boring.
So you're worried about what the drive-thru employee is thinking of you based on your order not being like diversified.
Yeah.
Weird. I mean, I would be embarrassed if my drink was embarrassing every day. And I was like, can I get a grande frappuccino with 6 pumps of vanilla, you know, or like something that just looks like you're going to die in 4 years?
Well, it's funny you say that because I went into a coffee shop and I was asking, what's the most obscure order you get? And this guy was saying that a woman comes in more than once a day with an order like that. That's got like 10 pumps of syrup in it. It's a frappuccino. They got to blend it twice. Like, it's a huge order.
Well, I know that I used to work the Camp Day drive-through.
Yeah,
I don't know if they get the radio people to do that anymore.
Probably because we would screw up every single order. So, yeah, they stopped.
Like, hi, and welcome to Harvey's. And they're like, you're working at Tim Hortons. Anyway, there was somebody who ordered Mario Lemieux, which was 6 creams, 6 sugars. And they're like, yeah, there's another guy who orders a Gretzky, which is 99. Like 9 cream, 9 sugar.
I even think at this point a double-double is too sweet. In my mind, that tastes like a melted milkshake.
But if you were ordering a Gretzky every day, then the employee's going to judge you. If you're just getting a couple coffees, that's like, they're probably thankful that
I just don't want to be the boring
regular.
Girl. I don't want to be the boring everyday girl.
So you used to switch it up. Like some days you'd be like, today I'm doing 1 cream and 1 sugar.
Sometimes I do that. I'll be like, actually,
That
One
is
cream.
super strange.
Okay.
Like, you're not changing because you're craving something different. You're doing it to try to impress the barista?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's really weird.
Does anyone in our 6 a.m. listener club go through a drive-thru and say, hey, it's me? Are you that person? Like, they're supposed to know who you are and what your order is?
Yeah, we have some people that call the show and will like be like, hey, who's this? And then they just...
They're like mad at us that we didn't know it was them.
Like, so we don't have call display in here.
And some people's voices sound the same. So I do feel bad when they're like, come on, it's me. And I'm like, who's me?
Yeah, I guess. So, like, if you're saying, if you're a drive-thru person, you're like, hey, it's Greg.
Hey, it's Greg. You know what to do. Or if there's like a new employee, they're like offended that they don't know their order.
Awesome.
People are so funny with their morning routines.
If anybody wants a 6 a.m. listener club mug that you can get filled with some beautiful Java, feel free to shoot us a text.
A woman named Geraldine was celebrating the moment that her daughter rang a bell at their local hospital, signifying that she had finished her breast cancer treatment. To celebrate, she was like, you know what? I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket.
I did this story yesterday.
No, you didn't.
Tell me something good.
Yeah, I did.
Did you actually?
$10 ticket, $2 million win, I think. Was that the right?
Okay, well, I have a different story then. So there's another guy from
Thanks
Ontario.
for listening yesterday.
I was busy.
Pretending to listen?
No, reading our text line. I always do that.
Okay.
Because my story went first and it was so good that we were getting so much interaction from it.
Is that what happened? Okay.
So this guy in Ontario won a lottery ticket. This is what I like to do. I like to look up lottery wins. It's like one of my favorite things because there's always a good story behind it. This guy in Ontario wins the lottery. Do you want to know what numbers he used? The numbers that his father, who had passed away, told him in a dream.
No way.
Swear to God. Look it up. Ontario story. Guy wins the lottery.
Dang, that's heavy.
Yeah.
Tell me something good.
You know, next time, don't say anything. Like, what if there are some listeners that weren't listening yesterday?
Yeah, okay, but like
That's a new story.
Majority of our listeners commute at the same time every day. They would have been thinking the exact same thing as I was as you started telling the story I did yesterday.
Whatever.
My story is a local one about a guy who's jumping on a bike for a great cause. He wants to bring awareness to mental health and will begin biking across Canada. That does not sound like an easy thing to do. I wouldn't want to even like bike to my convenience store. So I'd be like, how am I going to get the Slurpee back though?
Oh, I did it again. I was not listening.
Yeah, so I can't
Sorry,
wait.
I was just getting back to, we gave away some 6 a.m. Listener Club mugs, so I was just getting their information.
Tomorrow morning on the show, if you missed this story, don't worry, Lisa will tell it again.
Tell me something good.
Mercury's in retrograde. I don't know really what that means. I just say it sometimes when you want to blame something on me. I'll be like, oh, probably the Mercury in retrograde.
Yeah, so it kicked off on April 21st, so just 6 days ago. And Mercury will remain in retrograde until May 14th.
No, that's too long.
I know, it's so long. So what does that mean? Mercury being in retrograde means that it appears to be moving backwards in its orbit when viewed from Earth. Okay? So that is believed by some to cause disruptions in communication, travel, and technology. So now really think about it. In the past 6 days, or maybe even just today, does everything seem to be going wrong? Are you confused? Are you getting weird emails? Are you getting weird texts from people? Is technology failing? Because for me personally, my computer at home, something's wrong with my headphones.
Right.
Why is everything echoing all of a sudden? Because it wasn't last week.
So you're blaming that on retrograde and not that you
Absolutely.
just never update anything.
It's space.
Okay?
Space is the problem. Even though at the same time, I don't know why we always get so upset when something is taking forever to send, because there's that classic joke from a stand-up comedian, I can't remember who, but they said, calm down. It's going to space and then it's got to come back. Like, just relax.
That's true.
So here are the things that you need to keep in mind until May 14th. Hold off on signing any contracts or making a big purchase.
Okay.
Be prepared for traffic or travel mishaps.
I did notice yesterday there seemed to be a lot of traffic updates in the morning.
Yeah.
See, but here's the thing. Can I just be the devil's advocate to all this?
Always.
Like, if you said to me at any point in my life, hey, has technology kind of failed you the last 6 days and there's been some, like, traffic issues? Like, yes,
Well,
in the
yeah.
last 6 days, that has happened at every 6 days of my life, you know? Like, when we shine the flashlight on it, you're just like, oh, yeah, that must be Mercury in retrograde. But isn't that just life?
No.
Okay.
Avoid situations primed for misunderstandings. So hold that off. Okay? There's a lot of misunderstandings right now when Mercury's in retrograde. Don't rely on your technology. Delete that, hey, how's it going text that you want to send someone that maybe there's some troubled waters in that area of your life. And refrain from starting anything new until Mercury's out of retrograde. Listen, I'm not saying that you have to do these things. Just keep them in mind that things could go wrong. Are you texting me
What?
right now? Ryder text, hey, how's it going? See, now you're going to feel the wrath. It's all going to come down and it's not going to be fun. So yeah, Mercury is in retrograde till May 14th.
I've been craving beef and cheddar lately, but I'm also trying to eat really healthy.
Don't do it. You'll get food poisoning. Wait until May 15th.
So you can't be slagging Arby's like that. Why would I
Well-
get food poisoning? Because Mercury's in retrograde?
Exactly.
Because the guy at Arby's didn't clean it good enough last night.
Well, he's struggling too. Mercury's in retrograde. He probably sent a you up text and never got a response. He's in a bad place.
Okay, okay. Has anybody felt this affect them?
Yeah.
And really believe it? Just to wrap up what we were chatting about with Mercury in retrograde, apparently there are a lot of parents that are texting and saying it must be because their kids are wild this week. Just, it's nice out. Send them to a playground.
Man, I was looking into playgrounds and how far we've come because think back to your playground as a kid, okay? Or if you're a kid and you're listening right now, think of how awesome your playground is. I mean, maybe there are still complaints. Maybe kids are like, I wish there were more swings.
For sure. Well, and kids don't even know how bad they used to be. So for them, they're just playgrounds.
You want to know what playgrounds used to be?
Yeah.
One teeter-totter.
That was quite often made of metal
Yeah,
and
and
was just like a tetanus totter.
So dangerous. There was monkey bars and
That got painted 6 years previously, and they would cut your hands with the old paint
yes.
that was peeling away. Yeah.
And there'd be two swings. Maybe.
Maybe. One was broken.
And for some reason, playgrounds just had really sharp little rocks that you'd fall into all the time. Like the amount of times that we would get injured as a kid. Playgrounds have come a very long way. In fact, there are so many different kinds out there now. There are great ones here in the city. Like you were saying, the one at Jackie Park. You go from like an actual huge playground to then a water park right beside it.
Yeah, Jackie Parker. There's Splash Park, a climbing, like a wall climbing park.
Oh, wow.
And then a normal one, all back to back to back. It's wild.
They have themed playgrounds now. So exciting themes to just keep children entertained, tire them out. There's nature-themed playgrounds for kids that just need to be calmed down a bit or enjoy.
Isn't that just outside? Like, just go,
I know, right?
Just go play in the bush.
Yeah, like go like feel some moss. I don't know what to tell you.
Exactly.
There's definitely more inclusive playgrounds. There are
That's
children
great.
who can access them way easier. There's fitness playgrounds now, adventure playgrounds. Yeah, we have come a long way.
Lindsay says, don't forget about the old metal slides that would burn you on a hot day. Frank says merry-go-round. And yeah, remember how fast those things used to get? Like you would throw up, and then in 360 degrees on your next round, you'd get hit by your own puke. That's how fast you could get those things going.
Or remember when playgrounds used to all just be tires, and the tire swing was the most dangerous thing out there because your friends would push the tire so fast, you'd be going so high, and then you'd lean your head back, almost smoke it on a metal pole. Like we were.
Yeah, that was if somebody in your community owned a tire shop, the playground in said community was just all tires.
Every time the teachers sent us out, I wonder if they were like, all right, well, let's get the Band-Aids out.
Let's see who's coming back. Yeah, it was wild out there. It was like war. We had the big tires that were like cut in half that you could climb on top of.
Yep.
Or go in. And there was
those
always
were so cool.
some kid, the weird kid from your town would always leave a steamer in there, take their dumps in the tire, and then they'd clean it and you'd be like, oh, yeah, you can go in there again. The poop got cleaned out. Sure enough, 2 days later, so the weird kid takes a dump in there again.
Why are you doing that? Just go.
Don't call me out. I wasn't the weird kid.
Well, I feel like you, in a
I
way,
took
were the weird
one
kid.
dump in the tire, okay?
No, you didn't.
But yes, playgrounds have come a long way.
And remember when you'd run out for recess and try and dibs the swings first because there weren't enough? You go to a playground now, there's 14 swings, and it's not the most exciting part of the playground anymore.
No.
There's so much to do. So kids, if you're listening right now, you don't know how lucky you are.
All right, we got a first-time contestant for Ryder and Lisa's 1K Wordplay. JR joins us. We know him from Double Date. We took him on a blind date. It was a contest we had with Denny's, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so JR won, and so did another listener. This was years ago. So they had to meet each other at Denny's, have a meal, and then decide if they wanted to go
on a second date
to a concert. Didn't we have concert tickets?
Maybe.
What was the concert, JR?
It was Jay-Z.
And did you go together?
Yeah, we went, yeah.
Oh, that's so fun.
And when's the big day? You
When's
getting
the wedding?
hitched?
Yeah, did we do that?
You'll have to ask her and her new man.
Oh, man.
No, it's okay. I do have a date with my current fiance, so don't worry.
Okay, great.
Ooh, that's
great.
so great. Okay.
This was years ago,
Yeah, it
just
was.
to clear that
yeah,
out.
If JR's fiance is listening, years ago. Okay, break down how the 1K wordplay works for JR and anyone that's maybe listening for the first time, Ryder.
You're going to pick a teammate, myself or Lisa, who will leave the room and not be able to hear anything. Then we're going to give you 5 words. You tell us the first word that comes to mind for each. We'll invite your teammate back in, who will then play the same game for every word that matches. It's $25. Get them all, and it's $1,000. We almost gave away $1,000 yesterday.
So close.
Who are you rolling with today?
Well, the current fiance says dudes think more alike, so I'm going with you, Ryder.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so I'm just going to wait till he's completely out of the studio so he can't hear. He does not know my words. I'm going to start your 25-second timer, JR, right after I say the first word. Good luck.
Okay.
What comes to mind when I say trunk?
Car.
Vows.
Wedding.
Jersey.
Oilers.
Shell.
Ocean.
Marshmallow.
Dog.
Did you say dog?
I said dog.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this. Okay, Ryder, come back in.
I hope he gets that one.
I really hope he does too, because there's some explaining that will need to be done with that one. Welcome back to the studio, Ryder. What comes to mind when I say trunk?
Car.
That's right. What comes to mind when I say vows?
Wedding.
That's correct. $50. Jersey.
Hockey.
Oilers. JR really trying to tap into Ryder's mind with this round. What comes to mind when I say shell?
Sea.
He said ocean. It's not going to work. So close, though.
I almost said puka.
Puka shell? You could have said, like, gas, shell gas
Sure.
station.
Shore. I almost said shore for Jersey Shore, so that would have gone with Puka Shell.
Turtle shell. That's another good one. Okay, we got $50. Let's try and send JR home with 75.
Okay.
What comes to your mind when I say marshmallow?
Schmore.
Okay, so JR said dog, which made me laugh because he was thinking of your dog, Gordon Marshmallow.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Good answer, JR.
Okay, so what did we win today? $50?
$50.
Better than nothing, JR.
We're talking clothing mishaps here for a second, as we have like a video shoot today after our show.
Yep.
And I now have a sweet coffee stain on the shirt I was planning to wear for it.
That's why you always bring a backup shirt on shoot days. Ugh, rookie. Us models know what we're doing.
Luckily, I think I have a backup shirt in my car because I just don't clean out my car very
great.
well.
You're going to look all wrinkly.
Yeah.
It's going to look like you took it out of your high school lost and found. Also, just a heads up before we get into this clothing mishap conversation, don't go anywhere because for Throwback Throwdown this week, it's Women in Songs theme. So it's going to be good.
Wild
It's
ride.
gonna be so good. Okay, so clothing mishap.
Tomorrow on the show, speaking mishaps. 780-784-7107. What shook down with you?
When I was a kid, I was rushing late for school, I had to grab my clothes out of the dryer. And so I threw on some pants and a T-shirt, and I got to school, and I didn't realize that a pair of my mom's granny panties were stuck to the back of one of my legs. So I walked around. I mean, eventually somebody told me, but I walked to school. I got in at school. Yeah, it was great.
And then when you were trying to put the underwear in your bag, you couldn't fit them in there.
Parachutes.
Those are like my underwear right now.
Thank you for the call. We appreciate it. 780-784-7107.
For the record, you can't beat a good deal. Costco,
The Kirkies.
the Kirky value pack, full butt underwear. You can't go wrong.
They're such a good deal. That's what I'm wearing too. Okay, what do you got for us?
Well, tearaway track pants were all the rage when I was in high school. And, yeah, I stood up from my desk and my pants didn't come with me. But this was also when G-strings were all the rage in high school. So I think I got suspended for 2 days, actually.
Got suspended for that?
I almost got suspended because I was wearing tight boxer briefs underneath what are those called? Overalls. I had them on underneath and then a tank top underneath the overalls so you could kind of see the top of briefs.
Sorry, were you in a boy band?
Okay, I looked really cool. And I got sent to the office because my underwear was hanging out.
They were
I
like,
was
bye, Lisa.
The Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
Play 107.